Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Very warm welcome to you all from here, the iconic McLaren Technology Centre in Woking, Surrey. I'm Simon Lazenby from Sky Sports F1, and I'm delighted to be here today as the world's media, the team's partners and fans, including 20 lucky golden ticket winners, and McLaren Plus Papaya members, and all of you watching this either online or on Sky Sports F1, witness the live unveiling of McLaren's 2019 Formula One car, the MCL34. We're here at the home of McLaren, where the team, the people, are very much the theme of today's event. The almost 800 employees that work for McLaren Racing have been part of bringing today's launch to life and getting the MCL34 to the track for the first time in Barcelona next week. And of course, the car will be driven by an all-new lineup for 2019, Carlos Sainz and Lando Norris, who we'll hear from a little later. McLaren, as we know, is a team with a celebrated legacy in Formula One since it first entered the sport with founder Bruce McLaren in 1966. Since then, the team has gone on to achieve multiple successes in the sport with legends such as Emerson Fittipaldi, James Hunt, Niki Lauda, Alain Prost, Ayrton Senna, Mika Hakkinen, Lewis Hamilton, Jenson Button and Fernando Alonso. But none of their success would have been possible without the efforts of the people behind the scenes that work so hard through the incredible highs and lows that Formula One brings. Behind me are 34 employees who have each played a role in creating the challenger for 2019, the MCL34, which they surround. What unites each of them is the McLaren team's spirit, especially during what we all know has been a challenging period for the team. The second half of 2018 in particular was very much transitional for McLaren, with a number of changes in personnel and technical leadership at the top of the team, as well as behind the scenes. For 2019, all are fighting to bring the team closer to the front of the grid, a theme very much epitomised by the film we just saw at the start of the show, and that message, fearlessly forward. Now, before we get down to business, let's briefly hear from a few team members who have been chosen to represent the army of people here in Woking, working to bring this new season together. And I'm going to join with a man who's brought 36 seasons together, a lifer. I'm not sure that's been called institutionalised, but Barry, tell us a little bit about your story, the changes that you've seen. You must have worked with some legends during your time here at McLaren.
Yeah, I certainly have. I started work for McLaren in 1983 on the race team 84 right through to 89, testing all through the 90s, and I've worked with some amazing world champions, Ayrton Senna and Alain Prost especially.
Yeah, on the MP44,
yeah.
obviously.
Yeah,
Tell me what...
1988 was a spectacular year, as you know, and Ayrton's first world title. It was special. Still here and still motivated, right? Absolutely.
Brilliant
100%,
stuff.
yeah.
Great stuff. It's good to hear. Philippe, tell us a little bit about your story. How long have you been at McLaren, and yeah, what do you share with the rest of the team?
Yeah, so I actually started as an apprentice, and I've been here for about 7 years now. I work in a machine shop on a 5-axis mill, and we make a wide range of various parts for the car, which I've got you present on MCL34.
Yeah, tell me. I mean, there's 800 people, as we said, 800 employees here at MTC. Some of you don't get to the racetrack all the time, but do you still feel just as connected? Do you still feel just as part of the team?
Oh, definitely. I mean, even though I'm not based at the racetrack and I'm based in the factory here, it's definitely a good feeling knowing that I've played a part of getting the car out on the racetrack. So it's definitely exciting, yeah.
Amelia, you as a performance engineer, you joined as part of the McLaren graduate programme. Tell us a little bit about that and tell us about your role here.
Yeah, so I started in 2016, as you said, as a graduate engineer on the scheme here, which was a fantastic opportunity to just work in several different departments, learn several different skills, before I finally specialised in vehicle performance as a performance engineer.
Does it feel like a fresh start? Does it feel like the team is ready to take it to the next level, to get back to where many of, or most of the McLaren fans, all of the McLaren fans want it to be, at the front of the grid?
Yeah, absolutely. As you say, there's been a transitional period at the end of last year, and I think everyone's just really motivated and really fighting to get back to the front.
Okay, well, the waiting is over. You don't have to hold your breath any longer. Thank you, Amelia. It's time for the moment we've all been waiting for. I'd like to invite our employees who are part of the presentation today to unveil McLaren's 2019 Formula One car, the MCL34. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the MCL34. And it's going to be driven by McLaren's first all-new driver lineup in 12 years, the first since 2007. It's an exciting one. I'm sure you'll agree with their 24-year-old Carlos Sainz and 19-year-old Lando Norris. Ladies and gentlemen, McLaren's drivers for 2019. I was going to stay away from the Valentine's Day cliches, but love at first sight, something to make the other halves jealous. Carlos?
Yeah, love at first sight. Definitely a good first car to go racing with. Well, first we need to go testing, of course. And I don't know what you guys think, but I like it. I like the new colors, or the new color scheme. I like the new suits, different to McLaren before. And
your new teammate as well.
My new teammate, we will see in a couple of months if I like him or not.
I was going to say, this is probably you'll probably get on best you'll ever get on right now here at the launch. But Lando, you know, you're the youngest ever McLaren driver, youngest ever British F1 driver. Does that put a little bit of weight on the old shoulders coming into the new season?
In some ways, it does. You know, I've got a lot to live up to following the drivers from last year and the history of McLaren as well. There is a lot on my shoulders, a lot of people relying on myself and Carlos, obviously, but it's not something I think I'll you know, have as a negative effect. I think I'll try and make it a positive effect and just, yeah, know that I'll hopefully have a longer career in Formula One being at the age I am.
Carlos, I know you've been commuting a little bit back and forward between Madrid and here, and you've got a place close to the factory. You've been in here. When you look around this room now and you see the fans and you see the dignitaries, you see the management, and you see the rest of the team, the assembled media, how does it make you feel entering a new team? You can see that it's got so much tradition, McLaren. Do you feel that weight of responsibility too?
Yeah, I definitely start to feel a lot more like home now, after these 3 months that I have moved into the UK. It's been a busy winter. I've been here quite a lot. I've done a few simulator sessions, quite a lot of meetings with my new engineers, getting to know each other, getting to review some of the races of last year. And I can say we are, or I feel very prepared for this season. I think the car is ready. You know, we could go testing today if we wanted, so that's also a good step on preparation for this year. And now it's time to try it, see the strong points, the weak points, and keep improving for the rest of the season.
I was going to say, Lando, with regards to your preparations, a couple of years ago, you know, a driver couldn't sniff at a fruit salad without worrying about the weight they've got to put on. But we had a filming day a couple of days ago. You ate enough meat for 3 people at lunch. So is the focus on strength? I mean, how have your preparations been going?
That meal was lovely, by the way. But overall, yeah, it's a very different winter to what I've had to do in the past. A lot more preparation, not just from the physical side of things, which is a huge part and a huge difference from Formula 2. It's, you know, mentally, the amount of stuff you have going on in Formula 1 is another new level. So, like Carlos, I've been going through with my engineers, testing on the sim, doing all sorts of things to prepare for Barcelona and Australia to make sure I'm good to go.
I think pragmatism seems to be the order of the day with the team this year. It's just taking each day, each race as it comes. Are you setting yourself any personal goals, and what would be your message to the ever-patient McLaren fans of recent times?
I think it would be a big mistake to set ourselves goals at this stage of the year. I think we've set our goal to be more prepared this year, to do our homework better, to start the season. Hopefully that pays off. I've seen an incredible amount of work in the factory these 2 months. We saw the fire up a week ago, and how every single worker in the factory was there wanting to see it, wanting the car to come alive. And yeah, you can see everyone is excited. You can see everyone's put a lot of hard work and effort into this car, and that's the important bit. Now we need to go testing, as I said before, and see where the car is, and from then start going little by little, step by step.
Let's not kid ourselves. Your goal is to beat him, and your goal is to beat him, right?
Well, I guess you can say. I think, you know, in the position we are as a team at the moment, as much as we'd love to do that, and it's every driver's aim. I think together, if we want to be back winning races, winning championships with McLaren, I think the most important thing is we work together as a team to get back to that point, and then we can have some more battles when we're racing for podiums and hopefully wins. But until that point, we got to keep working together like we've been doing over the winter. Seeing the whole team and how hard they've worked, the amount of hours they put in is second to none. So yeah, I'm just excited for the whole year.
Yeah, it's a young, fresh lineup, and I'm sure it's exciting for all the McLaren fans out there. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Carlos Sainz and for Lando Norris.
Thank you.
So as I was saying, it's been a bit of a transitional period, hasn't it, for the McLaren team? Let's invite up a couple of senior managers of the team up here. The CEO, Zach Brown, and Sporting Director, Gilles de Ferran. Here she is, in all her glory. Zach, we had a little sneak preview, didn't we, the other day on the golf course. What do you think of what's been produced, and how excited are you about the season ahead?
Well, we're very excited. Car launches is the start of the new season. It's about anticipation, excitement, and appreciation. So many men and women come together to put this race car together. I'd like to welcome a few guests, a special guest, Amanda McLaren. Without your father, Bruce, I don't think any of us would be here, so I'm so pleased that you're at your first McLaren Formula One car launch, from what I understand. So thank you for joining us today. Of course, we have the privilege of working very hard for the executive committee. I'd like to recognize Sheikh Mohammed and Mansour Roger, who delivers the vision for McLaren Racing that Jonathan Neal and I work so hard with our racing leadership to put together this piece of art. I'd like to recognize Andrea, Pat, and Simon, who make up our racing leadership that work with, as represented by our 34 great members of McLaren, this fantastic group of 850 people. And ultimately, we all do this for our great racing fans that joined us, because this is about putting on show and entertainment.
Absolutely, but you've got some new faces joining the team. Tell us about them and what the long-term goals or medium-term goals for McLaren right now.
Well, as you mentioned, we're in a rebuilding process, and it's going to be a journey. We have Andrea Seidel, who's going to join us as our managing director and lead the Formula One team and just wake up every day. And James Key, technical director, and the two of them will work with our existing team to move us forward. So quite excited to have them join us here early in the new year.
Okay, Gilles, tell us about your expanded role, if you like, and the feeling within the team right now.
I tell you, the feeling within the team is incredible. I think it's a lot of excitement, a lot of anticipation, and if I cast my mind back to 6 months ago when I joined the team full time and being in the trenches with everyone. Thinking about every single decision, and now seeing the car here in its full glory, it's really an incredible feeling. I mean, this is a beautiful piece of art. I think it depicts very well all the capabilities that the McLaren has in terms of craftsmanship and engineering. So this is an exciting time. I think, as you heard the drivers saying, we focus a lot on our preparations towards this year. So I think we're ready and can't wait to get going.
Well, that seems to be the messaging, right? You're ready to take it to the next step. And do you feel that the team is in shape to do that, or it's just still rebuilding, as Zach was saying?
Well, I think the way we tackle it is to recognize all the challenges that we have. In fact, I think that's been one of the positives about this program, how everyone came together to meet all of the challenges that we had up to date. And believe me, there are plenty of challenges to put something like this together. And I think to continue to do so. And the way we continue to do so is to focus on the job at hand, come together, and meet those challenges.
What would you say to the die-hard McLaren F1 fans, Zach? Obviously, there's a bit of diversification. You go back into IndyCar, you've got the cycling team too. Are they all sort of very much aligned?
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, we have a great history in racing in different forms of motor racing, but Formula One is first and foremost important to us. We're laser focused on that. That's what has all of our attention, and very excited. We have some new partners that... I
was going to say, it's getting busier on the front of the car there.
The car's looking great. You
yeah.
know, that too is a journey. We had great companies like Dell Technologies and Petrobras join us last year to help us go faster, great technology partners. And then Husky Chocolate is new to the sport, which is great. Estrella Galicia, who's been in the sport, have now joined us. And then, of course, our most recent announcement with BAT is our new technology partner. So I think we have a lot to be excited about this year.
Okay, absolutely. Perhaps I could finish with both of you. Again, a message to the McLaren fans from you, Gilles, and then from you, Zach, to wrap up from us.
Well, come and join us in this journey. You know, it's certainly been exciting.
Yeah. From you, Zach?
I just want to thank everyone, you know, our fans, the racing team, all of our supporters. We have some tremendous support, and that motivates everyone back here at the factory.
Well, so cheers to that. Really appreciate your time. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together. Well, we hope it will be a very exciting season for McLaren. Gilles de Ferran and Zach Brown.
Thank you.
Thanks to Zach and Gilles. We're all excited to hear the roar of Formula One engines again, just a few days' time as we get going in Barcelona for 8 days of pre-season testing before the green light in Melbourne on the 17th of March. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our presentation on stage here at McLaren. Thank you to the two drivers, to Zach, to Gilles, and most of all, McLaren's employees who helped us unveil the beautiful MCL34 here today. To the media partners and fans, and to everyone watching around the world for being part of this special event. We're set for another fascinating year of Formula One racing. You can watch every single race this season on Sky Sports F1. We'll also be bringing you all the news and analysis with coverage from the pre-season test from next Monday, so you won't miss a second of the action. From now, though, from us all here at McLaren, thank you very much.